And we on. Salute, fam. Shit, salute, fam. Had to hit my gas with pump, man. Fire this thing up. What's good, though? Chris Ray, blessings, bro. Big boy boxing in the building. Salute, fam. What's happening? D-Lo 404. Salute, bro. He said, salute. If I don't make it, I will catch the replay in the morning. All right, bet. Appreciate the super chat. But hell yeah, man. We ain't gonna probably be long. Just gonna get up in here and chop it up about the aftermath. Uh, about Tuesday's fight, Donaire versus uh, Inoue, and if the brothers want to get on the panel and chop it up, you know what I'm saying, we can get into some of that. But I want to say shout out to Devin and Bill Haney, man. Uh, Father and son duo, father in his corner, coaching his boy in an undisputed fight to a straight up victory, a classic victory. You know what I mean? Just pure skills, nothing explosive or anything of that nature. It just was all skills. He was able to control Cambosis in that ring, man. Let him know that he wasn't supposed to be in there. Wasn't no way. Took away Cambosis' strengths. You know what I'm saying? Made it his weakness. Frustrated the boy. Fed him a heavy dose diet of jabs in that ring. I mean, he just did his thing, man. Did his thing. I wasn't expecting no knockout or none of that. I mean, I don't think he was gonna develop no explosive power overnight, but it was enough. I feel like it was enough to make Cambosis respect him and dethrone Cambosis, man. It was enough. I still see it's a little hate, man, when I look around the boxing YouTube world. Still a lot of email champions being made, but that's a contradiction. Because how the hell he an email champion? And he beat the man that beat the man. You know what I'm saying? So that means the Matrix, Loma was the email champion. That also means Cambosis and Lopez was email champions. And ESPN got them as undisputed champions, both of them suckers. So I don't get what the disrespect by still calling his brother an email champion when he went and beat the man that beat the man. You know what I'm saying? That beat the man. It don't make no sense to me. Sound just like a bunch of hate and gibberish, man. Feeding boxing fans and casuals nothing but BS, man. It's bad for the sport. You can hate the man as much as you want to, man. Put some respect on his name. The brother did what he had to do, and he went to Australia and did it. You know what I'm saying? Put his name in history. Him and his pops gonna be in the history books, man. And all that email shit, that shit should stop, man. It should stop. You know what I mean? Not out of because I said so. Just out of the accomplishment that this young brother displayed, man. He went out there and did his thing. Y'all was calling them email champions at first. You know what I'm saying? But now you got to put some respect on his name. You got no other choice. That email garbage is out the window, man. Joseph Brown, salute, bro. What's happening? Hey, the link up there, y'all want to jump on? Big Boy Boxing. He said, Undisputed deserve respect. I gave votes in one round, and I wouldn't have argued with a shutout. Yeah, me too. I gave one round just like you did. I think it was like the 12 or the 11. One of them, Haney had let off the gas, and I don't think he just did enough. I just think that he cruised to a victory. Kevin Corkin, salute, fam. He said, salute to the panel, salute to the mods, love and respect always, brother. Salute. D-Bid03, salute. That's my brother. D-Bid, I was just speaking on you the other day, talking about how we done watch Haney go from prospect to undisputed champion, bro. We done went to his prospect fights and enjoyed the fights together, man, watching a young brother. You know what I'm saying? We done watched this man just turn undisputed right before our eyes, man. Great journey with old Devin Haney. Definitely enjoyed it, sharing it with you too. Winston Lee, salute, bro. But yeah, man, put some respect on the boy name, man. This is an undisputed fight. Cambosis say he chose him. He gave him his night. And I think the boxing world, the boxing fans should do the same. You know what I'm saying? Hyphy, what you about to say?
You hear me, yeah?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you're right. We was going to his fights way in Temecula and stuff, in 2018. I remember.
Yeah, Hyphy was rocking with us too.
Yeah, as far as the fight itself, one, I just touched on the environment there. For it to be, what was it? They said 50,000 people there or whatever. That place was, pretty empty. And what it showed me was those people, they wasn't like really Kambosos fans. They were just, fans of the boxing. And it's like, okay, we finally got something in boxing. We don't get something in boxing big that often. So they were just, fans of the moment. But those wasn't really Kambosos fans, because not one time was he able to get some type of rally from the crowd or anything, in a 12-round fight. They was there just to see, boxing in general. As far as the fight itself, I mean, to me, Haney won pretty much every moment of the fight, and kind of clearly too. Like, I mean, honestly, the whole fight, he was like in cruise control. And that's why I am going to say I wasn't impressed by Haney, but he definitely, did good enough to win. He won that fight clearly, but he was in cruise control in my opinion. I'm gonna let Joseph go. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Joseph Brown? Salute.
Oh man, I was just listening to y'all cook because I didn't really see the fight. Like I said, in Discord, Marlo, I give y'all a lot of props. You and Trey, y'all painted the picture really well for me in my head. While I was driving back, from the fights, I had went to the Morrell fight, so in Fulton. So I was me and my son, we was watching that fight live. So I didn't get a chance to see the Haney fight. Even up until now, I didn't get a chance to see it. But I'm gonna go ahead and watch it. So I was just listening to y'all break it down. You know.
Yeah, that's right. That shit didn't cross my mind till you said it, man. How was the fight though, man? Did you enjoy it?
Ah man, it was cool, man. It's a nice little setting up there in the armory, man. It's real intimate. You get a chance to really to sit back and take in the atmosphere, man. It was packed. It was real packed, and the seats that I had was right near, the fighters' entrance when they come in. So I got some good seats. I got to take pictures with a couple of fighters. Got a couple pictures with Morrell, Sanchez, Rahman. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get a picture of Fulton, but I got some pictures of him. We kind of left after the decision. I was kind of disgusted by the decision. That was the only thing, man. The decision, I just didn't see. I don't want to go too much into it right now because I know we're talking about Haney, but when we get to those other fights, I'll comment on it. But yeah, all in all, it was a good boxing night, man. You know,
Yeah, hell yeah, that's what's up, man. I stayed enjoying the live fight. Uh, Big Boy said those judges who scored at 116, 112 are dirty. Oh, you talking about the Haney fight? D Biz said peace to the boxing fan. Peace, bro. The Big Boy said rumor is the Aussie government don't want to put up any money for the rematch, so it might not happen. Man, I don't want to see it either. He said he don't want to see it. Eric R, salute, bro. What's happening? RKH, salute, fam. What's good? He said something, Marlo. CM Punk, it's clobbering time. Tongue twister. Oh, you be messing with that wrestling, huh? CM Punk, I had to think about it. Uh, but hell yeah, man. And he did this shit, man. The jab was working all damn night, bro. Cambosis couldn't get past that motherfucker. Uh, he found the right hand here and there. Uh, Cambosis looked frustrated. He looked at beat. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't understand. You know what I mean? His demeanor, like he didn't make no adjustments in that motherfucker, and I didn't understand it. Like he thought that Devin was supposed to just stand there and let him punch him, and it frustrated me even more when Devin hit his ass with that jab and get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Or slip some of them combinations he had and hit him with a counter. Like everything was working for Devin. The counter punching was working. Uh, his defense, he was slipping real good. And he didn't use a lot of energy early. He stayed in the middle of the ring. He didn't leave it no room for it to be no motherfucking cheating or no type of discussion about who won the fight. I don't see what Gambox is talking about that he won. He won the fight and shit like that. Like that's all bullshit. He didn't say that he think he won. He said that his people told him that he won. You know what I'm saying? So it just sounds funny, man. I think he's just trying to save face. I think if the Aussies are willing not to put in no money, don't want to see that fight again, I agree with you. I don't think it's worth it. So shit from here, man. What would y'all like to see? What you gonna say, Donaire?
I mean, at this, what do you expect? Kambosos to say if he wants to get a rematch, he got to somewhat not give Devin Haney too much fucking props. Otherwise, who gonna want to see it again? I mean, based on what everybody's saying, how the fight went down, the hardcores ain't gonna want to see the shit again. But if he give this man, oh yeah, he just whipped my ass in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't gonna be no interest for the fight at all. So, from his standpoint, you gotta make sure you get another payday out of this fight, even if you lose. So you're doing what he's supposed to do. I really don't have no problems with what he's saying, as long as he went to Haney's. He went to him directly and gave him respect. That's cool. What he do in front of the camera, that's a whole different thing. I don't really care too much for it, but as long as he went and did that, that's good enough for me.
What he did was, I got you, hypey. What he did was, he said he gonna give Haney his night. He ain't gonna. He didn't want to be a hypocrite because, what's the name? Lopez was trying to say the same shit and didn't want to give him his props and shake his hand and all that. And he told Lopez just give him his night or whatever. So he was trying to just save face on the camera and say I'm gonna give him his night. He still was looked at or was acting disappointed with the results, which he was expecting the motherfucker to cheat. You know what I mean? To cheat for him. So I didn't take it like he was being like that. He was just trying to save face, man.
But it wasn't there some footage of him going to Haney's dressing room and congratulating him and stuff like that?
I seen him in the ring, saying what I told you, but I didn't see that though. If he did, that's what's up.
Yeah, I seen some footage of him going into the dressing room. They reported he went into the dressing room and they chopped it up and everything like that, gave him his props and whatnot. So, I mean, like I said, long as he went and did that, I don't really got no problem with him coming out in public and in front of the press and saying something that's not 100% what he said to Haney. Because at the end of the day, that's how he built the fight in the first place, is through the media. So he got to keep the act going, in my estimation.
Hey, I kind of go ahead, Ivy.
Okay, now I see like Eric R say in the chat that he would like to see him whip his ass again. Now see, I'm not mad at that because like he's a supporter of Haney, but I'm just saying, stepping back and just being a boxing fan myself, like, I just don't want to see a rematch of a fight that was so one-sided. And this is a risk that could happen. So I know in the past we've talked about, big fights, the Wilder Joshua, make it a 2 fights, a 3-fight deal, Spence Crawford. See, when it's such a one-sided fight like this one, that ruins it because, at least, us boxing fans, we're not going to come out and go pay to go see such a one-sided fight again, pay-per-view. None of that. We're not going to do it. None of that. It was a one-sided affair. It doesn't warrant a rematch. But, Devin is no knock to him because, he signed up. So it's like, if he got to give a rematch, he got to do what he got to do. So it's no knock to them.
I agree. It's already in the cards, but I don't, if it's going to be a rematch, it'll probably be in the States. If what Big Boy is saying is true, that they don't want to put up the money. I mean, they shouldn't. It wasn't like it was some action-packed fight. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no knockdowns. It wasn't no nothing. It was just a pure outclass boxing match. He just outclassed them. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't nothing exciting, man. It was just one-sided. Flat Out TV, salute, fam. What's good, bro? He said facts. It was one-sided, man. I wouldn't care to see that again. But I was gonna say, who would you like to see Devin defend his Undisputed against then? Since we all agree upon that's not a fight that we want to see, and I don't think it'll do good. Who would you want to see Devin in there next week?
Yeah, I'm laughing at Eric R comment. Yeah, he said, he did visit Haney in the back, and Devin probably asked him on a scale of 1 to 3, how hard do I hit?
Hey, yo, I was clowning Haney for doing that shit against Bernardes.
Me too.
I was like, come on, dog. But yeah, I would love to see him and Tank get in the ring and square up. Since he made some comments towards Tank, and Tank fired back. So there's something there. You know, I think Tank do want to get at him. So yeah, that'd be a good start. That'll way to start off Undisputed fighting the hardest puncher in the division.
That'd be uh shit. That'd be like a motherfucking stocking and Christmas stocking. Goddamn, man, we get that. I don't know, man. I hope we get that though. I don't want to talk it out of existence. But yeah, I would like to see that, man. That'll definitely be number one. Tank versus Haney. Shit, I like to see Haney versus motherfucking Lomachenko. But yeah, man, I'd rather see Tank versus Haney. Go ahead.
And let me throw on my my Afrocentric pro-black Hotep cape on for a second, because we always get certain fighters that like to say, oh, he was all he did was run all night. He was just holding all night. Well, see, it's embarrassing, because if you tell him you're supposed to be, King George, ferocious Cambosis, this great fighter, you telling me you lost in your own town? You lost the fight to somebody who all he did was run? You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, I thought he was the last emperor. It looked like he got conquered.
Yeah, exactly. And you chose this fight.
And second, oh, go on.
No, I was just saying, and he chose this fight.
Yeah, and honestly, if you watch past performances from Devin, he didn't. I've seen other performances where he's used a lot more movement, so he wasn't running. He was just using range, gauging range, distance, getting in, getting out. Yeah, it's a safety first approach. But don't tell me, all he did was run. But this man, he touched you up more than you touched him.
Yeah, that's what boxing all about, man. I don't. That shit ain't running. Running is kind of like what what's the name did, Lil V Hop, when he was getting his ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? He was just trying to stay on his feet. He wasn't trying to get stopped. What Devin did was boxing. You know what I'm saying? Reset. Put a jab on his ass. Paint. Go to the body. Reset. You know what I'm saying? Especially versus Cambosis. Cambosis ain't got nothing past the right hand. As we saw, look at his combinations. Those wasn't sharp and crisp. Those wasn't set up. You know what I'm saying? He was just really letting his hands go desperately against certain fighters. So that happened versus Theo. He got dropped doing some shit like that, remember? So, you know what I'm saying? I don't see uh Cambosis as like, oh, he was doing this, or he was doing that, man. He deserves a shot. I didn't see that fight like that. I saw a mismatch of skills. You know what I'm saying? Some might feel like the fight was even born. It was so one sided. Devin was so in control. Uh, Eric, yeah, you read that one. Big Boy said Devin versus Loma is what I want to see. Yeah, me too. I like to see that one. But I put Tank over. I take Tank over Loma though. D-Bid03 said one sided, too easy for real. D-Bid said the WBA was for Tank. Yeah, he do got the other one, so he should be mandatory. Big Boy said, seemed to me like George thought high hit hard enough to get Devin out of there within one punch. I mean, with one punch. Hence, not following up the counter. He did land with more punches. Who landed more punches? Cambosa or Devin? I thought Devin landed more punches, and I thought the jab was the separation. Eric R said Loma, Tank, and Martin. Yeah, Martin calling out Tank. Martin wanted to fight Tank. Is what I read. Uh, he said I like this. He said I like any of them. He said Keyshawn, Ryan, Raleigh don't need a shot right now for different reasons. Yeah, Keyshawn, that's too early. Ryan, shit, Rolly, he already got knocked off his throne. But Ryan, he need to get up in here with one of these top fighters, man, get knocked off. He bumping his guns a little too much. Loud TV said, I would like to see Haney go ahead and bury Loma once and for all. Yeah, man, I take Tank over that, but that's another one that I would like to see. That's most likely what we're gonna get, y'all, to be honest. That's how Bob get down. Bob like in-house fight. Loma's definitely ESPN, and now Haney is ESPN. And I think we finna see the same treatment with Haney that we saw with any other brother that's over there at ESPN. It's just gonna be some drag out BS. They ain't gonna promote him right. I don't know why he signed, but hey, it ain't a bad move because a lot of the fights that he might get and won't is on ESPN. They got a lot of lightweight. Go ahead, Joe.
I'll say like this, Marlo. Him winning this fight pretty much validated. I wouldn't say validated the signing, but it pretty much makes him where he can, no matter what direction Top Rank take him in, he already accomplished what he needed to accomplish in this 3-fight deal. He became undisputed. So he got the wins at the back. The sales he got the win at his back right now. You know what I'm saying? So everything going forward with these other 2 fights on this deal, you know what I'm saying? He just got to make sure he come out of these next 2 fights still in a position where he bolstered himself at this current moment. So he just got to continue to ride that momentum. Tank is a very dangerous fight, but it's not out of the possibility for him. At the same time, Lomachenko is probably what Bob is going to want to put him in the ring with next. And to me, that's a much safer fight than him fighting a Tank. So we'll see, man. Either one of those 2 fights, I'm good with him getting. But I could see that Loma fight being on Top Rank's radar.
Yeah, that's gonna be number 1, bro. Like most definitely, he wanted Loma to be undisputed anyway, and that's gonna be number 1. I see Hyphen. Let me catch up on the chat. You know me. Big Boy said Tank ain't fighting anyone who matters. He re-signed to Mayweather promotion for 7 more fights. So that equals no real fights. Big Boy said Devin is tied to Top Rank for 2 fights, no matter what happens. Exactly. Winston Lee said, running is what that motherfucker did when he jumped out the damn ring and left. Oh yeah, versus what's the old boy name? Damn man, what's the old boy name? The heavyweight dude, the African dude.
The one who left the ring?
No, I don't know his name. I'm talking about the one he was finna fight.
Was that Ajagba or no?
Yeah, F.A. Jabba. Yeah, that was him. J1 Pro, salute, bro. He said, what's up to the corner? Salute, we just chilling, chopping it up. Eric R said, now I know Dan said he'd throw the franchise that away, but for fuckery's sake, I hold off on that because I can see them trying to make it a belt and give it to Loma or Ryan or some weird issue. Yeah, they should just throw that motherfucker out the window. Derek Bailey, salute, bro. What's happening? I'm speaking to everybody, y'all. He said salute. Everybody speaking. Hey, but go ahead, Hype.
Yeah, you got to remind me to tell you the FA story whenever we get some time. But I just hope that we can all come to an agreement, just this little niche community that we got watching right here. Look, we got an undisputed champion at lightweight. I know, some people like Tank and he has a secondary belt, but let's only acknowledge the real official belts. So therefore, let's only acknowledge Tank as a champion. None of these other secondary belts and none of that. All these other guys, let's not recognize any of them as a champion. As far as back to the fight, Kambosos, this was just disappointing from a strategizing point and
Hold
from.
on, Hyphy. Do you mean only recognize Devin Haney? Because
yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to make sure because he kind of messed me up with that Tank.
Yeah, because he has a secondary belt.
To let him know that he said Tank, but he meant Devin.
Yeah, I meant Tank has a secondary belt as well. My bad. But I was saying, so Kambosos, it was disappointing because the strategy for the fight, I just don't understand. Like, one, he tried to basically have a chess match. That was just bozo. Somebody, anybody in the chat, J1 Pro, D-Bid, they could have told him, don't go out there trying to have a chess match with him. You know what I mean? Secondly, you just like right in front of him with no head movement for the jab all night. And one thing that I picked up, and this is the reason why Devin would have won the fight even without a jab. He could have won that fight with one hand. Kambosos, he do this ugly. It's like a feint. It's like a 2-step feint that he do. It's ugly, but he does a feint before every time he let off any type of shots. He does his feint. Devin knew that going into this fight, and you could tell every time he did that, that's when he stepped back, and then he had a jab coming back at him. You can't be that predictable at the high level.
Facts. That's why I say he didn't make no adjustment. That motherfucker was easy to be read the whole fight. He made no adjustment.
It sounds like my breakdown for Cambosis and his defensive deficiencies sound like he did a lot of them things in this fight. I mean, this guy believes that he's the most athletic dude in the ring when he's standing across from somebody. He does shit that you would think a person who's highly gifted athletically could get away with, and he can't get away with those things. Time and time again, I've seen this dude not being able to gauge distance to where he has his hands down. He's doing similar things that Hyphy's talking about, the shuffling of the feet, and he's putting a heavy emphasis on his lead leg, and he's bending over his lead leg as if to say he's got such this athleticism, this twitch, this fast twitch to get out of the way of punches, but then he ends up taking shots because he doesn't gauge the distance correctly. Like all those things that I noticed him doing before the fight, it seemed like he didn't learn. He kept doing them.
Because this was the highest of level of fighter that he ever fought me. He used to fight. And he said it out his own mouth. I could have just went and fought guys that I knew I'd knock out in 2 rounds. Yada yada. This is the highest competition he's been in the ring with. He ain't never faced nobody with this kind of skill. Forget the power, just the skill alone was overwhelming and very stressful for that man in the ring. Derek Bailey said, hey, did anyone hear that Charlo was supposed to be hurt? Yeah, he got a back injury. And they said, I read that the shit supposed to be postponed. Damn, man, I like to shout out the articles, y'all, but I'll be forgetting. But I heard that the shit supposed to be postponed, though. Social scientists in the building. Salute, bro. Flat Out TV
What's
said,
happening?
chilling. Flat Out TV said Floyd came out today and said Tank versus Devin ain't happening. So that means Bob is gonna get his wish and get Loma a chance, man. Yeah, I kind of that's why I figured that was gonna be the fight because we all know Bob like him in our fight. He definitely ain't trying to go out the house when he got a big in-house. He gonna say it's a big in-house fight. So I think that's if I put some money on, we was the bet. You know what I'm saying? I'll put my money on. We're gonna see Devin versus Loma next. If not, Cambosa. So Sanchez, go ahead and catch up on us, bro. What you think about the fight? Um, and all that. If you was listening,
You said what I think about the fight and what else?
yeah, we was talking about Devin Haney. What you think about the fight versus Cambosa? We was talking about who you rather see next, or what's next for Devin Haney. I think that's what we.
Um,
Yeah, you
yeah,
got to
man.
turn that music off.
Oh, you hear that shit? Okay. So, yeah, man, I ain't gonna say I was impressed with the performance. It was typical jab and grab. You know what I'm saying? It just, showed how simple Cambosos is really. I think he caught a Teofimo that wasn't 100%, it looked like. So I'm not the hugest. Yeah, go
Hey, can
ahead.
I add on to your jab and grab? Because it was more than that, though, bro. You trying
Hmm.
to water down them skills, man. I like skills. It was a lot of good, clean counter punching going on, too, though.
Yeah, it was cool. I'm not the biggest fan of a bunch of clinching myself, so it kind of took me out the fight. But
I,
he did what he
got you,
had.
got you.
He did what he had to do. I'm glad he won. I would like to see him against Loma. I ain't gonna lie, because I think Loma will beat him, but it'll be a good test of where he is and what he can do in the ring. Because I don't think Cambosos was no challenge, man. So um, yeah, I was glad to see him win, but I can't say I was like super impressed with the win.
Who you like to see him in there next, or what you think next for that?
Yeah, I want to see him fight Loma. I want to see all the top guys fight Loma. I think Loma is a great test, and he shows you where you really at. So, um, the Teofimo fight, I feel like he would have won that fight if he'd have just started earlier. I mean, maybe shoulder really was fucked up and he couldn't throw it, but when he started throwing, he was catching Teo clean more than Teo was catching him. So I just think Loma's a great litmus test for anybody at the top level. So, yeah.
Yeah, we definitely gonna get to see it. King in the building. If you've been listening, bro, what's your take on the fight? And what you think next, or what you think is next for that?
Hey man, I was gonna chill until this dude talking about jab and grab. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
nah, man, wait, hold on, man. Here's the funny part. Like, yo, why is it the boxer, the dude gets blamed for the thing? Cambosis was swinging wild, and Haney was trying to duck under punches, and Cambosis was falling in. That's not him reaching out and initiating a clinch. That wasn't him. Like, you know what I'm saying? There was times where he was trying to pull out of it. So that was Cambosis doing that crap. So I don't put that on Devin Haney, man. I think he just what's his name couldn't do nothing with him. It was just like he was getting popped in the face, so he was trying to go sell out by jumping in, and just when he was jumping in, he was swinging so wild that when he would come back down and Haney was ducking under the punch, his arm be wrapped around his head. Sometimes it was just like over and over again. So that's not on Haney, man. That's his Cambosis, this terrible game plan. I don't know what the thought process was there.
Hey, you just killed it because that was gonna be my comeback. Because I was gonna say you're not gonna be a fan of Bud when he fight Earl, because that's gonna be his game plan. He gonna tie Earl up when Earl get in the inside.
It might be. I'm not a fan of the grappling, man. If you want to grapple, man, go to MMA. I'm not
Well,
really a fan.
it's like this. It's like this. It's like somebody saying somebody grabbing Sean Porter, but like you're the one jumping in and falling in, and like I said, it was so sloppy. I mean, I don't know. Cambosis, maybe we had him a little overrated, or maybe just To fought that much out of character because he didn't have no answers. He just got, like you said, it was just simple. He basically beat him with one hand, just jabbed him in the face over and over again. And the funny part when he tried to say later, because I heard Hyphy, acknowledging this bullshit when he was talking about he was running, and I'm like, motherfucker, he's standing right in the middle of the ring, and he's putting you in a position where you decide to sit outside on the jab and get beat up that way, or try to go for broke, swinging all wild and get beat up that way. So it was just like, I don't know what running he was talking about. Haney maintained the middle of the ring most of the fight. I mean, there was times where he was ducking under, he was moving away quickly, but it was like that's lateral movement. If that was Lomachenko, we'd be talking about look at the angles and all that bullshit. So
Yeah,
that was crap.
I, I will
I'll,
give you it. I will give you this though. He did hold, but he was supposed to at the times he did. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like he was. It was the whole fight like a Klitschko type of fight, or what's her name, Hammer type of fight. It wasn't those kind of holds. So scientific. It was more strategic. You know what I'm saying? When he got caught in situations like he was low, he'd grab his hand, he'd grab his leg. You know what I'm saying? Tie him up, shit like that. But it wasn't like the whole fight. He was just that was his game plan. You know.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I'm just personally not a fan. I realize that's my issue, but I'm just not a fan of a lot of holding this shit.
Yeah, but like he said, that's gonna be the game plan when Mr. Spence comes into the ring with your boy. But I mean, I like I said, overall, like I'm gonna keep it real. I was never really big on Haney. I never really watched him too much. I just really recently got into watching him, but that was a master class, man. I seen people talking about the fight. You know, that's how you go across the seas and beat somebody and not get robbed. I mean, Cambosis couldn't do nothing with him, man. I was like I said, I think maybe I overrated Cambosis, or maybe that, like I said, To was just fought him so out of character because he looked like the guy that I expected to see when he fought To.
Oh, so
well,
Yeah.
we
for
serve,
me,
so
for me,
we serving this nigga Crow Joe Brown.
well, for
Sound like
me,
you think
Kick his
Cambosis.
ass, Joe.
look, I'm gonna say it like this, right? I'm gonna give all these fighters credit for their victories, man. I'm not gonna say Cambosis was where we overrated him. He was touted. Look, Cambosis did his thing. He beat an undefeated unified champion and Teofimo Lopez, who at the time beat Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? You can't take that away from him. Regardless, we try to downplay it and say, oh, maybe T.O. wasn't the best T.O. Well, T.O. got his ass in the ring. If T.O. wasn't the best T.O., T.O. shouldn't have got his ass in the ring. So I give Kambosos all the credit in the world for that T.O. win, just like I'm going to give Devin all the credit for this fucking win against Kambosos. Everything he had to go through, the adversity he had to face to do it, I give him credit. Just like Kambosos had to face a lot of adversity against T.O., I give him all the credit for that. Being away from your family for about 6 months, you have to deal with all the bullshit he dealt with. He gets all the respect for the world to be able to go in that ring and take care of business. It wasn't his night. The guy was just better, more well prepared the whole nine. I give Devin all his respect. You know what I'm saying? He deserves everything out of this victory. I don't want to take nothing away from it. That man did his job. Now we want to see him get in the ring with the next guy up. Might be Lomachenko. I'm good with that. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him against Lomachenko. See if Lomachenko can provide some different challenges. But for me, it's going to be hard for anybody in this division to get out of the way of that jab. That jab, he does a really good job of varying that jab, using it, and being able to dictate. I think he understands now that he can dictate and make the fight a lot easier with his jab. So I see him getting better.
Hey, well, no, like I said, I wasn't meaning that to say that Kambosos is a bad fighter, and I should have phrased it a little better. I just mean he was dependent on the tactic of forcing somebody to really come after him, and I think that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to bait Haney this whole build up to this fight, the same way he did T.O., and it just didn't, and so there wasn't really no plan B for it, and so that's what I mean. Like I said, he beat the unified champion who beat the unified champion. And he lost to the WC title holder that is now the undisputed champion. So each one of these fights are high level. Either way you look at it. But I just thought that maybe he had a different game plan, because I listened to some other things where people were like, the way that Kambosos was going to negate some of the Haney speed and link was, maybe he had like superior timing. And I just didn't really see that. It just looked like he didn't know what to do. All his antics didn't work in the way he thought it was going to be. And Haney was very mature and he was very controlled, and he boxed it perfectly. And I just was like, dang, Kambosos, you got a plan B or something? I guess he really just thought that maybe he could intimidate him or do something, and it just didn't work out for him.
Well, I'm going to stand on the fact that I don't think, salute Trey. I'm going to stand on the fact I don't think Kambosos is that talented. But, I'm going to stand on that.
Yeah, he not that talented. I agree with you on that shit, too.
Yeah, that motherfucker like a B-level fighter. Salute with everybody, man. He been a B-level fighter the whole time. He just got past Teofimo Lopez because he made him want to come kill him. We've been saying that the whole time. So everything went back the way it was supposed to be with this fight. He ain't supposed to be in there hanging with no Devin Haney or nothing like that. And I heard y'all talking about y'all don't like the tactics of Haney. It was a boring fight. I heard a lot of people say. And that's what we was calling for going into the fight. Like, I was literally calling for a boring fight. I said, just go out there, box the motherfucker, make it easy, make it boring. Fuck what everybody got to say about it. Go out there and get the win today, and we'll look good tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Just go out there and handle your business. And it ain't the first time we saw it. Look at Mayweather when he fought against Pacquiao. That was a safety first type of fight. That was I need to get the win today. Fuck what everybody talking about. I don't give a fuck if you spend $100. You spent your $100 to watch me go out here and beat this motherfucker in a safe way today, because I'm gonna make sure I get the win. I know a lot of people don't like the way that sound. It's an entertainment type of sport and all that kind of shit. But y'all understand that we got to handle business today. Y'all all understand that. And I think that's what it was for Devin Haney. You're out there far away from home. He wanted to go out there and box a perfect type of fight. And when I say perfect, that's hit and not get hit. You know what I'm saying? He can go for it. He can fight a street fight type of fight like Morrell or some shit, but that ain't what he wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And I applaud him for that shit, because I thought it took some mental toughness. He could have fell into the traps of Kambosos, all that shit talking and all of that. And I actually think Kambosos' defense is a little bit underrated. Hell, he only let his opponents hit him with like 21% of his punches. He keep his chin behind his shoulder. He was just in the ring with one of the most accurate fighters in boxing. This motherfucker Haney landed 33% of his punches on these motherfuckers. He got long arms. He got longer arms than any of them motherfuckers. 72 inches at lightweight, longer than Tank, longer than Teofimo, all them motherfuckers. And I heard somebody, I think it was Joseph Brown, say, man, the jab gonna be a problem for all of them. Hell yeah, it's gonna be a problem. This man got a good jab, it's a fast jab, and he got longer reach than everybody else. So yeah, it's gonna be a problem, you know what I'm saying? And I heard y'all talking about Lomachenko shit. I was off in there cooking. I really need to go get my shit. I said, man, fuck it, man. I'm gonna go ahead and jump on real quick and let this shit sit on the stove for a minute.
Mention Lomachenko, this nigga burned his collard greens trying to come in here.
No, I think it's a good fight, though. I think it's a good test, amateur background, all that kind of shit. He still got the physical advantages. Lomachenko only about 5'5" with a 66-inch reach, 65-inch reach, or some shit like that. He got very short arms. Maybe 67 at the longest 67. I'm really thinking 65 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Man, so we got that going against 72-inch reach, man. Hey, man, they say a good big man beats a good little man. And this man, Devin Haney, this is his entry weight class. He ain't never fought lower than 135 that I'm aware of anyway. You know what I'm saying? This man going to be fighting at welterweight one day. And he going to be fighting against a man that started at 126 and he up at 135. Naturally smaller man through and through. I think Devin Haney go out there and whoop his ass, out with the old, in with the new. I know it ain't gonna be easy because Lomachenko is one of the most technical fighters in the game, a hell of a fighter. But I just think it's time for the youngsters, man, and I think they proven it.
Hey, let me say this though.
Hey, real quick. Shout out to Moyo Sauce. Salute, bro. Moni Stacks in the building. Salute, sis. Deacon 305. Salute, bro. What's happening? Jazzy T in the building. Salute, sis. Let me catch up with these things real quick. Hold that thought. Don't lose your thought, Scientist. Big Boy said, head swole too much for them swole too much for the arrogant Ozzy. Talking about Cambosis. Big Boy said, same happened to Theo when he fought Cambosis. Yep. Big Boy said Haney deserved respect, but can't see him becoming a fan favorite. Because his style or something. Big Boy also said he gotta fight to his strength, and knocking people out just ain't one of them, for real. And he also said no plan B for George, right? Moyo Saw said salute to the panel. Big Boy said, he said, damn right, take no chances in hostile territory. Moni Stack said, Marlo, hey everyone, salute, sis. She said, hey Trey X, Deacon 305.
What's up?
Appreciate you, salute, bro. Jazzy T said, I would eat my bro. Said, I'm getting old, I fell asleep. It wasn't that entertaining. Flat Out TV said,
also, she gonna get that crow too now. You know what I'm saying? For real.
He said, also, did you hear about the Charlo fight getting postponed? Yeah, we were talking about that a few minutes ago. Say a back injury or something like that happened in camp.
Spinal
injury or some shit.
Spinal.
Damn.
That's that Mike Tyson, bro. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I broke my back. Spinal.
Hey, if I can go on.
Yeah, let me just finish real quick. Flat TV said, I read that one already. Deacon said, salute family, salute to the panel. Most definitely salute, bro. He said, let's get these thumbs up, these thumbs all the way up. Appreciate you. Everybody hit that like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Appreciate you.
Definitely.
Go ahead. Who was that? Social scientist?
Yeah, man. I just want to be clear. I ain't mad at Haney for what he did. You know what I'm saying? I only say this around y'all because y'all my people, but you know, because everybody else, if fucking Billy Joe Saunders and Katie Taylor go out there and do the same shit, they'll be calling it brilliant. So I don't want to come across like I'm hating. It's not my style, but I'm glad he did it and got them belts. But I just want to point out to Trey, your boy Nakatani got a 71-inch reach, and we saw how your boy Loma got inside on him and demolished him. So Loma got a way of negating that reach.
I understand that, but it's still a different dimension because Nakatani, how tall is he? About 5'11" with a 71-inch reach. So he still got the 1-to-1 dimension. Devin Haney got a 72-inch reach at 5'9". Really, he's supposed to be 6 foot tall with this reach. So it's still a different type of dynamic. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, in relation to Nakatani, Devin Haney still got longer arms. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, and I'll add to that point that Trey just made. There's another factor is that Nakatani is not nearly as athletic as Devin Haney. He's not nearly as skilled as Devin Haney. So Devin
Or
Haney
talented.
exactly. So Devin Haney poses a lot more challenges for Lomachenko to be able to get up underneath a lot of Devin Haney's work. He's gonna have a lot of different things to deal with to get inside. He's gonna have to pay a price, and we're gonna see. It's interesting because Loma's a very good counterpuncher, so it's interesting to see how he's able to deal with that.
And if he come back the same fighter, after this war and everything.
Yeah, so that's a possible matchup, but we got a real wicked matchup happening. What is it, tomorrow morning? But also we got some other matchups that we didn't even get a chance to touch on yet. If anybody want to shift to those other fights that was on Showtime.
Yeah,
Joseph
I got
Brown
one.
was there.
I got a bone to pick with these judges from Showtime, man. I was sitting there. Now, I like Fulton. I like Roman. I think Roman's technical. I think Roman has a very good fighter IQ. I was watching the fight. I had 3 other people standing behind me. We was all looking at the fight like we gave the first 3 rounds to Roman. The fourth, the fifth, and the sixth, we gave that to Fulton. The seventh,
first response off of this.
The 7th, we gave to Fulton. The 8th, and they just kept going back and forth round and round. It wasn't until the 10th round where Fulton started to put his stamp on the fight, where he was landing them lead left hooks, and Roman had no answers for it. He was landing it at will, styling on him from round 10 to 12. Now, the problem I had wasn't the decision that they gave it to Fulton. The right guy won. The issue I had was the scorecards. They only had Roman winning 1 damn round. And if you was at the fight, you watched the fight, there ain't no way in hell Roman only won 1 fucking round of that fight.
Okay, let me respond to that. Number 1, I bet on Fulton. So don't be hating on the brother going out there getting a win because he went out there and won a few dollars for me and my boy Yasser. You know what I'm saying? So that's number 1. Number 2, we watched half of that fight and we were scoring we scored every round for Fulton on our card. The first 6 rounds that we watched before we had to switch over to the other fight. So I guess we crazy as hell too. And then number 3, it ain't too often that the brother get preferential treatment. Shit, a lot of the time it be the brother on the short end of the stick. So when the brother do get a little preferential treatment for one time out of a million, I ain't gonna be too mad about it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying. I was there live. My eyes did not lie to me watching the fight. I know what the hell I saw. I saw a guy who was moving a lot. He was landing clean shots. He landed 1 or 2 shots at a time, especially in the first couple of rounds. He wasn't landing a bunch of shots. Roman was putting on pressure. Roman was a little bit busier, so I gave the busy work to Roman. I didn't give it to him landing one good right counter or 1 good straight right. You know what I'm saying? To me, that doesn't define a guy winning a round just landing 1 punch at a time.
But still, when you talk about Roman, your description of what he's doing is very vague. When you talk about
I'll tell you what he was doing, right? In the beginning of the fight, he was the ring general. He was pressing forward. He was working off the jab. When he was able to get Fulton against the ropes, he was throwing body shots. He would land 2, 3 body shots. Then Fulton would circle and move out the way and get back to the center of the ring. Fulton would start trying, use feints and stuff like that. And then once in a while, he'll land a straight right. Like I said, it wasn't really to the 10th round where Fulton started really finding a home for that left hook. That lead left hook was coming like money from the 10th round all the way up to the 12th.
Okay, let me ask a question then. How did the right man win then? Because it sounded like Fulton didn't do shit to the 10th round.
No, I just gave you a breakdown how to fight. I scored the first 3 rounds for Roman, and then I gave from round 4 to round 6 to Fulton. So I had it even going to 6. When it went to the 7th, I gave the 7th to Fulton. I said it swung back in the 8th. I gave it to Roman. From 9, I gave it to Roman. But then from 10 all the way to 12, it was Fulton. He clearly dominated those last 3 rounds of the fight. I gave the fight to Fulton. I'm just saying, for them to give that man 1 round, a former champion like Roman, that shit is crazy to me.
Okay, but this my thing though. Like normally we say close rounds go to the champion. This man is a unified champion. Within those first 6 rounds, I didn't see nothing that Roman was doing that just stood out to me that he definitively won those rounds. That he definitely not half of them. Like I said, man, like we scored the fight. Marlo had the first 6 or the first 5 going to 4. The people in the comments, they had the same thing. It was like maybe 4-1, 5-0. So it seemed like what the referee, the judges saw didn't seem like it was this out of the question.
I don't know, man. I know what I saw. I know what me and the folks who were sitting next to me saw. I know what people were saying after the fight when we was leaving. They was like, man, ain't no way in hell that was 120 to 108, 119 to 109. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, bro, we ain't no bias channel or nothing like that. Like when I was talking about betting and all, I was just talking shit because I'm Trey X. I talk shit. But square business, when I was calling that fight, I saw Fulton out there boxing the motherfucker up. I saw him counter punching the guy. I saw him working out the jab. I saw him landing the overhand right over the top of the jab and shit. I thought he was boxing beautifully out there, to be real with you. I didn't see what you're talking about, bro.
Yeah, we called like four rounds. I think all 4 of them first 4 rounds went to Fulton on my scorecard.
Well, we just gonna have to agree to disagree.
I mean, it ain't really no big deal. It ain't no big deal. The shit is over. The person who won, won.
Yeah, the right person won, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
I had him winning the fight. I had him winning the fight. It's just the margin I had an issue with. That's all.
Oh yeah, it ain't. I'm just saying it ain't no big deal that we all gotta agree or disagree. It ain't no big deal. That shit's over with. Bets been paid around this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
That's why Joseph Brown was saying in Discord. I asked him that. That was my main question. Like, did the right dog win? And he agreed with that. So I was cool with that. It wasn't no big old issue. Let me catch up in the chat though. Right here. DB say, I love the next generation of fighters. He said they coming for each other. Hell yeah. Spirit of Justice, salute, bro. He says, sorry if it's a dumb question, but y'all calling that Inoue Donaire fight? Trey?
What'd you say, bro? I ain't even hear you. I'm over here. I done zoned out this motherfucker.
Spirit of Justice want to know if we gonna call it a Donaire Inoue fight.
That shit like at 4-something in the morning, man. Hell to no.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest. I'm be honest with you though. When y'all called that on your secondary channel, man, that shit was hella fire lit. The first one, that shit was fire.
That was Marlo that called that shit.
Yeah, I wish I could call that shit. I'll be at work. I'll be getting up, getting ready for work.
Marlo got up and called that shit.
MZ talked about it and said, dang, I see everyone on tonight. Great showing. Salute, MZ.
Salute.
Deacon talking to flat out. Let me get out y'all business. MZ said, peace and blessings to one and all. Peace, bro. Yeah, flat out talking to Deacon. Hyphy talking to. DB said, to me, Cool Boy was in total control of that fight. Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't see the whole fight, though, so I just seen like the first 4 or 5 rounds. I think that's what we called. And then we jumped right over to the Haiti. Derek Bailey said 5:30 a.m. I think he talking to MZ. Everybody talking. MZ said, Brother Paul the Great, salute, fam. Welcome to the gym for your first time. MZ talk box said he at work listening. All right, I'm caught up.
I got a question for Hyphy. What you thought about your about Morrell performance this past weekend?
Shit. Well, let me keep it real. First of all, David Morrell is a.
Hold on, I think your Wi-Fi messing up, or maybe it's mine. Was it his Wi-Fi or is it my shit?
Yeah, I think it's him.
Yeah, I think it's him too.
Yeah, it bounced him off.
Okay. Yeah, I was. Wow,
I
you
think he's
oh,
back. I think
go
he's
ahead,
back.
go ahead. My bad. I ain't mean to cut you out. Go ahead, Hype. Well, I guess he getting it tightened up over there. I asked him then because go ahead. I keep on seeing him come off mute. Salute to D-Lo.
Yeah, I wasn't too impressed with Morrell's performance to be honest with you. I think he tried to rush the knockout instead of letting it come to him. When he finally settled down and utilized his jab and became more patient, that's when he finally was able to catch him with that right hook, which shook up old boy's world. But before then, I just felt like he was way overly aggressive. He was over eagerly throwing uppercuts and was leaving himself wide open to get countered. And that's what was happening to him. And he finally settled down and he took care of business. But that wasn't an overly impressive performance by him. But he got the job done.
He definitely got the job done, man. But the thing that just stands out to me about him is that every fight that he in looked like a street fight. Like even his amateur fights, they look like street fights, man. His professional fights, they all look like street fights. I ain't seen the man out there utilizing boxing skills. You know what I'm saying? Now, he's very talented. Like I told y'all, he took a street fighting style all the way to the AIBA World Championship, the youths, and became a baby world beater, like me and Pecos Bill like to say. So he's very talented, man. But I just don't know if he's gonna beat the top guy street fighting because it seemed like this Henderson guy really wanted to rope-a-dope him a little bit. Looked like he wanted to lay on the ropes and let this dude shoot that shit. And let's see what he's gonna be looking like when we get to round 7 and 8. I want to see what's gonna happen when he get taken into them deep waters too. I know
Well,
that he done. Go ahead.
yeah, that's exactly what Henderson was doing. Henderson was allowing that aggressiveness to be able to fuel an opening for him to be able to get to counter him effectively. And he was landing some really good shots in between, and that's what he caught him a couple of times with some counter right hands and he made Morrell have to step back a couple of times and obviously if he was a bigger puncher, Morrell would have been in a lot more trouble, but he got away with it. I think, he just got to be more patient, not press for the knockout, not try to look for the knockout, but what I'm saying, really take his time and try to pick the guy apart before, because when you get yourself in those kind of positions, you leave yourself open to get countered. And that's what I saw. I saw him getting countered quite too much for my own liking, but he did his job. He got the guy up out of there. It was good. It was a good win for him. Hopefully he can take some things back to the gym and work on because you ain't gonna want to be doing that against higher level competition.
But my thing is, I don't know if he's gonna be able to fight like that for 12 rounds. And I'm gonna tell you something too. When I was calling the fight, I felt like he was losing focus a little bit. I thought he was getting a little frustrated too. Because normally when he jump on the motherfucker, he get you up out of there. And this Henderson dude was pretty tough and durable. He was able to withstand a lot of that shit. He wasn't getting knocked on the ground several times and all that kind of shit. Like he was taking these punches. And I saw Morrell step back and take a deep breath a few times. It seemed like, man, this gonna sound crazy, but it seemed like the referee stopped the fight to save Morrell. I ain't talking about save him from getting beat. I'm saying save him from losing his showcase opportunity. Because it looked like he used a bunch of gas in like the 3rd round and he didn't get the guy out of there. And it looked like that fight could have drug into the mid rounds if the referee would have let it continue. And this was supposed to be a big showcase for Morrell. So the referee went on ahead and just stopped the motherfucker. That's what it looked like to me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I would say like this, in the 3rd round, he could have actually stepped in there because dude was taking a number of unanswered punches. He wasn't really defending himself. So when his legs went the way they went, I can understand why the referee kind of jumped in there because his legs did give the fuck out. Like he was drunk on his feet. You
But
know
he
what I'm
ain't go
saying?
down. He ain't
He
go
ain't go
down.
down. He ain't go down, but it didn't look good though.
Yeah, but Morrell used a bunch of energy, and he didn't come out with that same energy the next round. He slowed down and he let Henderson get his composure again. And then he hurt Henderson with a shot. And Henderson tried to fight back a little bit, and the referee jumped in to stop it. And when he stopped the fight, we were like, man, I don't know about that. We felt like the fight should have been stopped in the 3rd round. That was the time to stop it. the time that they stopped it though, it didn't look like a natural place to stop the fight. If you let it continue in the third, the shit that he taking in the fourth or whatever round that was, that's child's play compared to what he was taking in the third. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. We'll see about this guy Morrell with this street fighting style. I trust a guy that's more of a skill type of guy, not necessarily a demolition guy like this guy, because he a straight up beat your ass fighter. You know what I'm saying? What you about to say, bro?
Now, that's what I was telling Hyphy earlier. I said at this point, I think Benavidez will get him. I don't think he ain't setting up shit. He's just running in there. You know what I'm saying? Like just letting his hands go and willing to take whatever come with it. But I think clean counter punching, he probably be flat on his ass fucking with them type of guys like Benavidez. That's why I agree with Shields. Finally, Shields telling him or telling people that he needs a couple more, top level fights before he jump into those championship fights. I think that's a good assessment for Morrell, man. I think he showed in that showcase fight. He wanted to go in there and get him out of there early, but didn't show really no skill. Just showed a bunch of tough guy tactics. You know what I'm saying? The old boy was tougher than what he thought. So I agree, man. I think he get up there against a motherfucker like Benavidez, he gonna get hit with some good clean counters, man. That's gonna shock his ass.
Well, I done already seen Morrell in there with a guy that got some pretty decent skills. I think his name was Lennox Allen or something like that. He was like 21-0-1 or something like that. But he was like a slick type of guy, and he went 12 rounds with Morrell. You know what I'm saying? So Morrell ain't gonna just run through everything. Like them guys that got some skills, they gonna give him some problems. But somebody like Benavidez, I think he still got a chance to beat him. But the thing is, I want to know what's gonna happen if Benavidez get him into the deep waters. Because the way that he fighting, I don't think you can go 12 rounds like that. Like just jump out there, jump on the motherfucker. I'm talking about throwing, emptying the whole clip on the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like from the get-go, just jump on a motherfucker. Like every fight this man in look like Hagler Hearns. Every fight he in look like Hagler Hearns. I just want to see what's gonna happen when he got another Hagler in there with him or something. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's gonna fight back and take him deep. But we didn't get a chance to hear what Hyphy thought about it. What you thought about his performance, bro?
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you sound clear.
All right, yeah, I was saying now. First of all, Morrell is another one. I do not consider him a real champion. He has a secondary belt, but as far as his performance, I wasn't impressed. You could tell he wasn't patient at all. He fights like the type where he like trying to get a first round knockout some, and then Morrell, y'all got to understand, looking at his Lennox Allen fight as well, he's the type of fighter, he believe in his stamina like being so great that he don't care about throwing 100 punches in the first round or possibly blowing his load. So that's just how he fight. But he was getting hit in between exchanges because he was just being too offensively aggressive. He wasn't patient enough. So I wasn't impressed at all. But I still want to see him fight that other David.
Oh yeah. That's still the fight to be made. I mean, a guy having some vulnerability is something to be celebrated in a fight like this. I mean, it's good to have two skilled guys in there. Don't get me wrong, I love it. But I want to see some rock and sock and robots every now and then too. And when I think of David Benavidez and David Morrell, I don't think of a chess match. I think of rock and sock and robots. You know what I'm saying? I think of fight of the year. That's what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he said he want to fight everybody. He said he ready for everybody in the division. So, I mean, hey, if he ready, I'm ready.
Yeah, you can't never be mad at that though. But I definitely got Benavidez over Morrell. Hey, Adilo 404 said I felt the ref stopping it at the end. If the previous round made more sense than when he did. When he did stop.
Oh yeah, I want to bring up a point about Devin Haney too. I had mentioned this shit on D-Lo in his live in his comment section. I think Devin Haney benefited from not having the experience of winning a belt in the ring and being quote unquote an email champion. And I'm one of the people that was calling him that too, because he didn't win his belt in the ring. But once he defended this championship, I ain't calling him that shit no more. Like once he beat Linares, once he beat the guy that lost to Gary Russell, Jojo Diaz, I ain't calling him that shit no more. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that legitimized him, but he still did not have the experience of winning his championship in the ring. And I think that he went into that fight because you know what they say in boxing. They say it's harder to defend a championship than it is to win it. I felt like he went into that fight against Kambosos with the hunger of an avoided contender. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he went in there feeling like a champion. I think he went in there feeling like he was the hunter, not the hunted. You know what I'm saying? And I think that benefited that motherfucker, man. So I wasn't really in here when y'all was talking mainly about him. So just another little some more shit about Devin Haney.
Yeah, that's some good shit because I didn't think about that, about him not actually winning in the ring and then having this fight actually for all the marbles. Yeah, hell yeah, might have put another battery. You know what I'm saying? He started with 2. You know what I'm saying? That's the third one. You about to say something around before I get back in the comment?
A little bit of adversity makes the hunger and the quench to be the best even stronger, man. So, you know, shout out to him harnessing that negative energy and turning it into a positive thing for himself.
Real talk, him and B.
Hey, but another thing about the fight, man, when I called the fight, it wasn't boring and shit to me the way people seem to be remembering it. Even Hyphy was in the comment section like, man, this shit boring as a motherfucker. And y'all know me, when I called the fight, nigga, I stopped calling the fight that motherfucker too boring. You know what I'm saying? But when I called that shit was exciting to me. Maybe it was because what was on the line. Maybe it was because I felt like we had one of our own in foreign territory and shit. And that gave some excitement to it. But I had fun calling that fight, man.
Right, and there was some skills displayed. You know what I'm saying? But
That's true. That's true. We can't be turning our nose up too much at a pure boxing exhibition. You know what I'm saying?
right,
I mean, this is what we're going to get from Devin Haney. We ain't going to get no devastating knockouts. This is what he is. He needs a dangerous dance partner or somebody who's really good at selling the fight in order for it to be a very interesting matchup for us to take a look at. So, I mean, Kambosos provided that intrigue because, one, he beat Tio, and two, he was able to promote the fight, whether you like what he was saying or you didn't like what he was saying. He did his job in that aspect. So you need that.
Hey, plus he beat, hey, shout out to Rod X the Germ in the building. Alma Brown, salute, sis.
Hey, what's up to my Amazon angel out there?
I was saying earlier, he beat the man who beat the man. You know, according to everybody in ESPN, Lomachenko was the man. Teofimo beat Lomachenko and became the man. George Gambosis beat Theo. Devin Haney beat George. You know what I'm saying? All that email shit should be out the window, man. All that nonsense, you know what I'm saying? It was acceptable before, but now it's out the window. You know what I'm saying? Respect the man. Respect his undisputed status. Because I don't think Theo or what's the name? Neither one of them should have been. George should have been in the undisputed category like ESPN got them in. They don't deserve that, bro. They didn't actually win that. They had the goddamn French fry belt, claiming undisputed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, ESPN is the only one that shows it that way. Everybody that knows that's not accurate. Because then what's funny is then they make the mistake of, okay, you put Kambosos there. So if Kambosos was undisputed, why isn't TO there? Why isn't Lomachenko there? All three of them, according to you, are. And then during the fight, you're saying this is going to be for the first. It's just so contradictory. And like them calling Haney the email champion, which is sucks. I mean, nobody calling Lomachenko the petition champion, because I mean that's what he did. So we're sitting here making a situation where we're making fun of this dude. At the end of the day, undisputed just means that there is a dispute in your division. There's another person that's a champ, that no minor belt, and that franchise. There's so many WBC belts and token belts that we'll just go by what Suleiman says. It's not a title. It's just a trophy shaped like a belt, basically. So the undisputed champion was crowned last night, the first time since Pernell Whitaker in the lightweight division. So that's what I see it as.
Yeah, that shit is a trip because really that belt is for you not to have no mandatory. That's really what it's for. You know what I'm saying? So it just fuck up the game in my opinion. Dilo said Benavidez hasn't had the cleanest work himself, but he seems to be getting sharper. Morrell can definitely use more seasoning, of course. Dilo said, yeah, I agree with Trey. He seemed to fight more KOs. Uh, shit jumped on me. Big boy boxing.
Hey, can I throw in something real quick?
Go ahead.
Hey, man. Salute to, I think what's his name was Joshua, the dude from Australia, calling that Junior Fall fight. God damn it. That motherfucker went
Kangaroo
out there and got
Jack.
knocked out. Yeah. Junior Fall went out there and got knocked out. I was like, man, you just screwed up the whole Champ Ross list, man. He messed around, got me almost like 500 over the weekend.
And I was hoping to see him so we can give him his flowers and he can serve us pro.
Yeah, for real.
So he can see how we get down. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, so I wanted to give him a shout out since he hit that dead on the money, and
yeah,
that's what it is.
and he brought that shit out of nowhere. He said, "Don't be surprised." You know what I'm saying? The Browns knock far out, and that shit happened.
It wasn't even like that. When we told him who would fight, he was like, "Oh, Brown probably knock him out." Like it was just casual, like it was just a foregone conclusion. Oh yeah, Brown probably knock him out.
Hey,
Yeah, he
Trey, did
just
he say
dismissed
that nigga
Junior.
crazy or something? Huh? He's like, all right.
Yeah, he just dismissed him like, oh, Junior fight? Yeah, he's probably gonna knock him out. I was like,
what?
but he was just like, he's so nonchalant about it. Yeah, he's gonna probably knock him out. Yeah, but Lucas Brown been on this and that. He's like, yeah, but he's older. The layoff gonna help him out. He's gonna probably knock him out. And he was right.
Hey, I thought I had one on Big Boy Boxing because a few weeks ago I had got one on him because I had took this Polish fighter over Alan Babbage. I ain't take him over him. I took Alan Babbage by decision and it wasn't a knockout. So this last week I thought I had another one with this Hemi Ohio dude. So Hemi Ohio Big Boy Boxing take him by knockout, and I take him by decision. But I'd have missed that his opponent is coming off a layoff. So this motherfucker Big Boy Boxing saved me some money because I damn sure was about to put some money on Ohio by decision. But I also noticed something else though. His opponent, he normally fight at like 230, and his last two fights he then came in at 258 and 255. So his last fight he weighed in at the second heaviest of his career. And his last fight he only got like, I think it was like a third round knockout or something. So he ain't been the most active, and it looked like he done really turned into a fat ass just out there eating and shit and not taking care of himself. So it looked like he was ripe for the picking.
Hey, so Sanchez, that's you?
Yeah, it is me, man.
I put the other one in the back there so you had to.
Hey, how my mic sound?
You sound better.
Sound great, man. You did a good job.
Hey, Big Boy
You
said,
inspired me. You inspired me, King of Kinfolk.
Big Boy said, Trey, would you like Lucas Big Dummy Brown versus Hemi, the Heat AO? Hemi could try to get revenge for she KO's stablemate.
The battle of two people without amateur backgrounds. I think I'll go with the younger, fresher guy, and I'll take Ohio to knock him out.
Dilo said Morrell had guaranteed his brother or someone to KO inside of 5, and it showed in his performance. Right, what up, my people?
Hey, was my shit fucking up? Did you hear my answer?
No, we heard you.
All right.
Dilo said, I would love to see Morrell versus Berlanga ASAP. I'll take Morrell. Almond Brown said, hey, fellas, Trey X, Marlo, panelists, chat, and Miles. Blessings, sis. Deacon say facts. Dilo say, I always felt the WBC should have made Devin and Jamal fight for those vacant belts instead of elevating them to champion. Everybody talking to each other right here. Oh, Deacon say that was a little bit of it, but it was also years and years of preparation, preparing for that moment. I think he talking about Devin Haney. Is that what you talking about, Deacon? Devin Haney. Uh, Everybody talking. D-Lo say, I bet Devin had fun too. He probably has tougher sparring sessions. For real. Big Boy said, hey, besides Undisputed now, both WB franchise belts are gone. Hallelujah. For real. Eric R said, I think people have perceived expectations for a knockout. It didn't help Tank and Shakur fought before him. Yeah, no, I ain't think Devin was gonna knock him out, man. He ain't gonna develop that power over no Kemp.
And then at the same time, you got to look at Kambosos' toughness. It ain't always about your power; it's about what your man can take. Kambosos took power shot after power shot from Teofimo Lopez and ate them hoes. And when he did get knocked down, he got up. So I knew it's gonna be hard to knock that motherfucker out, man.
Yeah.
Look at his chin and shit, man. He got one of them butt chins and shit that stick out off his face. That motherfucker look like he can take some shots, man. So I did not expect Devin Haney to go out there and stop that man.
And salute
Bruh.
to the Australian reporter that basically called him out when Kambosos was like, "Oh, I don't even feel like I was in a fight." He's like, "Your face looked like you've been in a fight." So that was wild. Like say he's tough as shit. He took a lot of punches in the fight.
D-Lo over here throwing shots, trolling, talking about Devin showed he's still the email champion too. Well, shit, put some respect on the email championship, then. Shit. D-Lo 404 said they weren't undisputed. That was just ESPN foolery. Sweet Pea was the last undisputed lightweight champion. D-Lo said Loma didn't have the IBF belt, but it don't matter. They said none of them were undisputed for real. Big Boy Boxing said franchise was always BS. Suleiman said that designation can't be won or lost in the ring. So how did Theo get it in the first place? Yeah, full of it. D'Lo say he says that with no hesitation. Big Boy said biggest puncher Fi ever faced. Talking about Brown. Big Boy said yeah, Tyson was 260 something this time too. Hemi was also a bit fleshy. D'Lo said his chin looked like Khan's chin, but it's built different. D'Lo said, no, Devin said, I am still email champion. Oh, okay. I'm caught up, y'all. What about that Donaire fight, man? Who y'all got in that fight? Now y'all see it playing out.
It's some rematch. I need help. Y'all motherfuckers tell me who to pick.
I'm taking Donaire.
I'm taking the old man. I think the old man got something real spicy for that. He gonna show you how you tame a monster.
Yeah, me too. I think the first time he did a good ass job. The body shot took him out the game, but he got his ass up, ended up breaking that orbital. I think it's a lot of things that Donaire can do better, and I don't think it's really much that Inoue can do better. You know what I'm saying? Inoue fought his ass off. He did some good shots. He ended up getting the victory, but I think he was in a tough ass fight, man. And I think, Donaire be able to set some shit up, probably even get Inoue out of there.
And to be honest with you, Marlo, a lot of folks thought Donaire was gonna get washed that first fight.
Yeah, a lot of people did. I didn't though. I didn't because I'm big on the amateur background, man. I mean, Inoue, he good, but I'm still looking at a 75-6 guy. It ain't like I'm looking at a world beater. Donaire, he was only 68-8. But as an older fighter, that's good for him that he ain't got hundreds of amateur fights. You know what I'm saying? But I still think that's comparable. 75-6 to 68-8. That kind of made me think they was in the same ballpark. And plus the credentials of Donaire, that made me think he was going to be competitive. Only thing that kind of worried me is that since they fought the first time, I think that Donaire's profile has been elevated because he went out there and stopped Nordine Orbali in 4 rounds. And he also stopped Ray Mark Gaballo in 4 rounds. But I feel like that Inoue would stop them too. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard for me to elevate the man profile too much when I feel like Inoue would also stop them fighters. You know what I'm saying? But what I have been noticing is that a lot of the time in a rematch, the opposite will take place. And normally in rematches, I pick whoever won the first time, that's who I picked the second time. And I have only gotten 2 of those right in 4 years. So I would say that math suggests that Donaire probably gonna win this fight. I picked Inoue on the Champ Ross. So I'm like the El Fenicia rematch. So that should make y'all feel pretty good about your Donaire pick.
Damn, why'd you say that, man? I picked Inoue too, man, and then you broke down the
But I'm gonna say this. It's something that's strange though about this fight with the odds makers. I don't know if they just trying to give away money or do they know something that I don't know.
That's what. Hey, that's.
Let me finish my point real quick. This motherfucker, the odds makers, they got the favorite that this fight is not gonna go the distance. They got Inoue as -200 that he gonna get the stoppage in this fight. The overall odds, whether the fight gonna go the distance or if it's gonna go, if it's gonna be a stoppage, the knockout is the fucking favorite. And I'm like, damn, so am I missing something? Because it seems like I really want to put some money that this shit gonna go the distance because the first fight went the distance, and I saw some toughness from both fighters. Inoue, he finished the fight with a broken eye socket, so that's proven toughness. And I saw Donaire get up from a liver shot, and that's proven toughness. So I'm like, I want to take this shit to go the distance because it's like +200 or something like that. But I feel like, is it a sucker bet? You know what I'm saying? What do y'all think about this shit? Do y'all think it's gonna go the distance, or y'all think it's gonna be a stoppage in the fight?
I gotta stop it because they both saying they gonna stop each other. So
they got punches, gloves too.
I got
stoppage too.
I think Inoue is gonna get stopped.
You think Inoue gonna get stopped?
Yep.
Me too.
What y'all think is gonna be like a liver shot or something?
Nah, I think it's gonna be a chin shot.
I think it's gonna be a left hook.
What King, what you been trying to say?
Hey, the thing about it, man. Hey, that's kind of like you were saying. That kind of weight, because I've been following Donaire. I watch their channel and stuff like that. I know he's gonna be in supreme shape. He's taken every precaution for an older fighter to pull it out. But then when I seen, like you said, the odds are swinging, so I'm like, what do they know that I don't know? This isn't like an underdog fight where you're just talking about some guy coming out of nowhere. Like this type of fight, at least maybe he would be a -200 or something. No, they got him way. I was just like, I don't know, man. Just something don't feel right to me about it being in Japan or something like that. There's something Inoue, maybe he got something that he's gonna pull out the shelf. Maybe it's gonna be one of them things where they stop the fight. But I've never seen Donaire. I don't know, man. It's just a lot of factors in there. But I had to go with Inoue, man, like you said, because this is a rematch, and I think maybe he got caught off guard the first fight, and I don't think it's gonna, unless no need needs exact similar success to pull that knockout out, and I don't think he can do it. So, I mean, I might be wrong.
We definitely gonna see. Anybody else want to get a take? I'm about to go get my food, man.
Yeah, I'll hop in there. You hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I like King was saying. I've been following a lot of Rachel. Just commentary, just giving us updates and everything leading into the fight. So, I really appreciate Rachel, just her role in boxing. I still got Inoue winning because we get so caught up in the fact that we get so many updates on Donaire camp. He's on another channel that King of Kings be on. Just constantly giving updates. But like I said, we don't hear from Inoue, so it's a big question mark as far as updates from his camp and all that. So I'm not going to get caught up in just being fans of Donaire. I'm going to take Inoue with win again. But another real good one, and this was, 2019. This was the fight of the year, and to me, this was the best fight of the week. Looking at every fight that we had from last week to this week, this was the fight that I was most excited about. So yeah, that's it. I'm loving this fight.
Yeah. D-Lo say he got Donaire. J1 said he took Donaire. Derek Bailey said Donaire. Big Boy said Inoue round 11. D-Bid said Donaire. D-Lo said he broke his face last time, but but Donaire limped into the fight. He ain't groove lately. He also said I did because I thought Donaire was about to exit. Big Boy Boxing said either way, I think it will be another classic. Yeah, it should be. J1 said he thinks it's gonna be by stop it, he think. So we locked in, man. I think so too. D-Lo say, what are the odds that both guys or either guy overcomes the type of adversity in the rematch? I don't know.
Very.
They both overcame adversity in the first fight, so I think the odds is pretty good that they will do the same in the second fight.
Shit, Inoue was on the shelf for a while. Donaire had to regain his status and rise up and become a champion again. So both guys had to face some shit.
Yep. D-Lo also said the first fight was also in Japan. I think the fight will be on that level again. He said they like Donaire over there as well. Yo, yeah, that was a good ass fight. Big Boy said Inoue TKO late. Most bookie odds go off of what people are betting on. Opening odds are a little different. Okay. D-Lo said I think the opposite. So what you mean? You think the opposite of what? You think Inoue gonna win? You think Inoue gonna stop him? Or you think the odds are low? But Eric R came in. Eric R said, "Can the brother lose this fight too? I have heard of him really the guy he fighting talking about Inoue or Donaire. Donaire veteran. Inoue is on the pound for pound that's on ESPN somewhere on that motherfucker. His nickname the Monster. He been knocking a lot of guys out. He won the Super 6 tournament. But other than that, he not really out there. You just probably see him here. He from Japan, I believe. But somebody was gonna say something.
And one thing about the Japanese fans, man, they're very respectful. They're very respectful fans, man. They're one of the best fight fans in the world, man. Where it comes to MMA or boxing, man, they really do appreciate, what I'm saying, fighters coming there and giving their all. They're definitely very respectful fight fans.
Yeah, it's one of the few places overseas where I don't never think there's going to be a robbery. The main dude that's going to win wins. I like watching the fights on the Japanese telecast. I mean, all type of combat sports.
Shit, that ain't happened to Ip Man. You ever seen IP Man?
Hey, yo, Ip Man is the truth, man. I was like,
yeah, IP know what I'm talking about.
Hey, that was in China though, man. When he got
no, that was Japan, nigga. Wasn't it Japan? Yeah, that was Japan.
Yeah, it was Japanese people, but I think it was in China.
They cheated him. They had cheated him and shit.
Hey, man, you know that beef goes back, decades, centuries, man.
Yeah. Oh, you saying that was China versus Japan? I got you, King. What was that? Oh, Eric R said, oh no, D-Lo said, I think these guys overcoming those storms in the rematch is unlikely. I think if one of them gets hurt bad, he is getting out of there. Yeah, so he thinks it's gonna be a stoppage then too. Almond Brown said, please like the video if you haven't. Appreciate you. Most definitely appreciate you, sis. I think D-Lo put IMO instead of JMO in his opinion. Enjoy.
Hey, Marlo, I'm going to have to hop off, man. Appreciate y'all having me on the panel, man. Blessings to everybody on the panel, everybody in the chat, man. look forward to this fight tomorrow, and I'll see y'all, man. Peace out.
Peace, bro.
Safe, Joe.
We're gonna be right behind you.
Peace out, homie.
I gotta get up in the morning. Eric R laughing and shit. J1 Pro said, I watched all the IP man was one day. You watched them all in one day? The motherfuckers is good.
Hey man, Donnie Yen is the truth, bro. Straight
Man,
up.
them motherfuckers good. If y'all ain't seen IP man, check them out. The storyline good as hell.
All of them is good. Ain't
Mr. Ip, Mr. Ip.
Yeah, Mr. Ip. I like I want 10. Y'all know that episode? I know J1 do. He said he watched them all. That motherfucker. As soon as we say we gonna get out, here go D-Lo want to prolong. What's up with it, Voice of Reason? What's good, bro?
He wants his bag of rice, homie.
Hey, what's good, man?
Just chilling.
Hey, I ain't got nothing to add, man. Hey, what's up to everybody? I ain't got nothing to add. I just wanted to catch the cane after the chat because I need a good laugh before I lay it down. I want to hear him say something. I know he didn't want to say it on the chat, but I wanted to hear him say something that he told us about somebody getting on to him when he was in their chat.
This nigga silly.
Here come D-Lo with the drama.
Oh no, it ain't no drama. It's comedy.
Yeah, J1 say, I read that one. He watched all the Ip Man. D-Lo say, you said it right. It's IP Man, not IP Man.
It's Ip Man.
Okay, Ip Man. Big Boy said, gotta go, fam. Peace, bro. We be right behind you. D-Lo said, just my opinion. Derek Bailey said, peace, Joseph. D-Lo also said, what time is the fight tomorrow? It's gonna be early in the morning, bro. Like 5 in the morning, I think. Eric R said, I hope Flash stop him. Oh, you talking about Donaire, huh? Eric R said, yeah.
You said 5, like in a few hours?
5:30 a.m. That's what time to come on.
It's on regular ESPN?
ESPN Plus. That's what Derek Bailey said.
Who the hell gonna be up? Why would they put that on? They could have just put that on ESPN when they be playing rugby at 5 o'clock in the morning. Damn.
Regular ESPN too. It might be on there though. Sometimes they do it. Eric R said, "Damn, I gotta get on. I gotta get on here to chop it up. What you got? Man, you welcome, bro. That's what we do this for on Monday. You know what I'm saying? So catch us on the next one. Definitely welcome to get on. But we about to get off, man. I gotta get up. Eric R said, I promise it will be soon. All right, bet. Derek Bailey said sometimes it's spelled yip. So IP is pronounced the same way. All right. Derek Bailey said, yeah, Japan is 14 hours ahead. That's why. But shit, man. Ready to shut it down, man? Anybody want to go first? Don't get quiet on me now, fellas.
Hey, everybody, thank you for supporting Marlo's Corner. Y'all come back on the next live stream. Get straight It's called The Frog Out of Well, trivia, whatever else comes on. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah. I'm gonna get on up out of here too, man. Everybody read The Man Not by Dr. Tommy J. Curry. Peace.
King hyphen.
And what you see now, I'm staying on because D-Lo got a story for us at the end. But look, this fight coming up in a few hours from now. I mean, if it was like one fight to really catch the people who don't pay attention to the lower weight classes, this is it. And this would even catch casuals. It's unfortunate it comes on at a wicked time, but I wish everybody would just tell everybody else to, watch that fight. And I might acknowledge there's a few people that come in and say, this like their first time in the chat. And I hope that they enjoyed themselves tonight. And, this channel, we don't only talk about just the popular divisions of fighters. We cover everything. It's just, we limited on time, but that's what you get over here. No bias stuff, blow by blow commentary. That's how we give it up on the corner. Gone.
So,
oh, and one thing I meant to mention, man, shout out to Joe Cordina, man, for becoming a champion by second round knockout.
Shut up.
That shit was beautiful. Instant candidate for KO of the year, man.
Oh, so you gonna trade?
But yeah, bro, appreciate everybody, man. Thanks for having me again on the show. Like I said, excellent fight coming on in the morning. I wish they could have did like Australia and got it in the regular time so Tregs could have hit it up for us.
Yeah, put that on DVR or something, man. If y'all gonna be tired, but definitely a must see, man. The first one. If you didn't see the first one, two in the second one. Go ahead, bro. You got something to say? We about to hit it.
I'm over here eating. I really got on to say you heard them, but appreciate everybody coming through. Shit, I don't even know what's coming out. I think we got that goddamn Belonga and Angulo or some shit like that.
Yeah, we hit a chicken grease on your mouth and everything.
Yeah, man, whatever, man. Y'all come through and fuck with us this weekend, man. We calling fights and all that stuff, man. We get with y'all, man. Salute to everybody. Much love to you.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Y'all already know, man. It's always fun, love, chopping it up. Shit on Mondays, man. Y'all welcome to jump on the panel, especially all the familiar faces that interact in the chat and rock with us, man. Appreciate the supporters, man, the members, man, the subscribers. If y'all ain't hit that like button, make sure y'all hit it for us, man, one time. But man, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Till next time, don't forget to tell them haters and trolls, the fuck out my gym. Peace.
Man, Trey didn't hit him with the you heard.
Yeah, I thought Trey was gonna hit him with the line.